Hello, my name is Carl McClary, and I am President-elect of the American Academy for the term 2020 to 2021. I am a forensic document examiner with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives Forensic Science Lab in Atlanta, Georgia. Before I address my agenda and goals for the upcoming presidential term, I offer my sincerest condolences to those of you who may have lost a friend or loved one due to the COVID-19 pandemic. These have been extraordinary times, and everyone has been under undue stresses, such as stresses from alternate work schedules, and also perhaps virtual homeschooling, and perhaps just general stresses from concern about one's health or the health of one's family. My wish for you, especially those of you who have lost someone dear, is continued strength and comfort through the next weeks and months. Regarding my agenda for the upcoming presidential term, I reflect upon my theme for the coming year, or part of my theme, which is meeting and surpassing the challenges of a modern forensic science world. And my agenda will focus on the strategic plans and also some of the programs such as the AAFS Connect on-demand programs that we've been developing over the past few years in an effort to modernize our offerings and our operations. And this means taking a deep dive into our Academy structures and also our Academy membership. The objectives of the Academy and of the board, which is to always strive to improve and streamline our processes, blends well with my goals and also my agenda for the coming year. When asked about some of the greatest challenges for forensic science in the coming year, certainly at the top of that list would be funding. And that's not only funding for forensic research, but also funding operationally for forensic science labs. This has been a particularly difficult year because of the pandemic and the general economic condition, and I know that budgets will be tight. Another challenge is the production of scientifically sound and comprehensive standards, and also the enforcement of those standards. We have made tremendous strides through the ASB to publish several standards, and we also have hundreds that are in progress. But that process can be slow, and not all disciplines are progressing at the same pace. With respect to enforcement, I believe that hard work on standardization cannot be fully appreciated until there is some form of enforcement. And that enforcement can start with a more informed judiciary. And those members on the board are committed to working on this initiative, and we will be addressing that in the year to come. So stay tuned. When asked to list at least 2 or 3 of the most important initiatives that I would like to see accomplished during the next term, I would refer to the aforementioned agenda. And that begins with the AAFS Connect on-demand platform. I would like to see more content added to that. Next would be the completion of the strategic plans for the Academy and the ASB. And next, I would include a mentorship program, which is in the works. Finally, I wish to continue the good work of many of the presidential ad hoc committees, including those such as the Opioids and Emerging Drugs Ad Hoc Committee, which continues to monitor the effects of opioids and synthetic drugs, which continue to decimate communities all across the country. With respect to the board in these initiatives, I would like for you to know that the board works very well together. There is a lot of rapport amongst our board members, and especially the executive committee. We have had some tough tasks and tough lifts this year, especially with respect to planning a virtual meeting and also an executive director search, which is something that the Academy has not had to do in quite some time. I know that that particular committee got along very well, and President Jerry Rapero Miller and I have enjoyed a lot of harmony in working on these projects. I know that the Executive Director Search Committee worked very diligently to perform interviews and have other calls over Zoom. We learned the ropes rather quickly on Zooms and became quite adept at it early on. All in all, we work very well together. We have the very best interests of the Academy at heart, and I look forward to working with all of them throughout the next year. When asked to give a statement of encouragement for participation in the American Academy, I think about one of my favorite mantras, and that is, get up, dress up, and show up. I believe in giving back to one's professional organizations, even in small ways. And I can promise you that the American Academy offers some sort of position for you, be it with the Academy Standards Board consensus bodies, as a committee member, or perhaps as a task group member. It could be in section leadership, or it could be simply volunteering to help at an annual meeting through participating in the registration process, or perhaps an information booth, or at a workshop. There is something in the Academy for everyone, and I urge you to reach out to your section leaders and ask them about participating, because we really need you. Regarding my plans for membership growth within the coming year, I hope that my goals of modernizing the Academy will resonate with the busy professional. And I believe that providing more online content will motivate the guests, both international and domestic, to more fully participate in the Academy. In our more focused quest of diversity in the Academy, through the inclusion of underrepresented groups, I hope will generate more pride and interest among those groups. Finally, I believe that it is very important to continue to support groups such as the Young Forensic Scientists Forum that provides invaluable education and support for our young professionals.